I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun die or die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you litter. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jew-ish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he get them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, this what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Now he got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. And another blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
All right. Clap it up. All right, it's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. It is Monday, the history class, where we break it down line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, using external references to back up and support internally what is inside of the Bible. We are currently on part 8 of our the history of marriage series. I think this will be the final part. I think we'll be able to get through the last, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 qualities and characteristics that's needed for marriage, right? But before we get started, if you're on Facebook, make sure you go ahead and like, share the class. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to I.S.U.P.K. Houston, I.S.U.P.K. Port Arthur, I.S.U.P.K Galveston, I.S.U.P.K Deep East Texas, right? So before I also get started, if you have any questions, whether it's on topic or off topic, remember the only stupid question is the one that is not asked, right? So if you have any questions on topic or off topic, go ahead and type it in the chat and we will get to it, as your boy T.I. say, expeditiously. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So Paul, I didn't even get a chance to ask you when we came in. Did you have any questions from anything that you were reading this week, or anything that you saw in the news, or anything like that? Okay. All right. No sweat. All right. Well, then we just gonna go ahead and jump in the stream. All right. Let me share the screen. Let's get the screen right. Like how I normally have it. Zoom in a little bit and come to the center. All right. So we're gonna go to Galatians chapter 5 and verse 18. Right. So before let's see, might need to turn this camera a little bit. So Par, do me a favor real quick, bro. Turn this camera this way. Do it like this. Boom. Other way. Right there. Perfect. All right. All right. So the characteristics of in the history of marriage, right? So when we first started off this journey, the first thing that we went over is the number one reason why all marriages fail, or 85% of marriages fail within the first 5 years, which is communication, right? Communication is paramount. And as we go, and the reason why I spent 3 classes on communication, because as we go through the other characteristics that's needed for a marriage to flourish, you're going to see one of the main things that's needed in those characteristics is communication. That's why we spend so much time on it, right? So we're going to briefly go through everything that we've covered, the lead in where we left off. So if you got Galatians 5 and 18, go ahead and read.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 18.
And this is, where we left off on the needs versus want subject matter. All right, go ahead.
But if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 19.
First things you got to understand, right? When they say if you are led by the Spirit, you are not under the law, what that simply means is if you are following the law, statutes, and commandments, you don't have to worry about the punishments of the law, which is the curses, the judgments. Okay, keep reading.
Verse 19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest.
All right. So these are the wants, right? So the works of your flesh are the things that you desire, right? And 9 times out of 10, those aren't the things that are conducive to allow a marriage to flourish, and they come from a self-centered perspective, right? Selfishness, right? And there can't be self in marriage, right? Keep reading.
Number Khan, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness.
Right? So these are all different types of unlawful sex, you know, being a PDF file, bestiality, homosexuality, um, adultery, so and then you know, uncleanliness, dealing with you know, eating or doing anything that defiles you to make you unclean, right? And then lasciviousness is just simply being a sexual deviant, right? Keep reading.
Number Khan, verse 20, idolatry,
Mm-hmm.
witchcraft, hatred, variance,
Mm-hmm.
immolations,
Mm-hmm.
wrath,
Mm-hmm.
strife,
Mm-hmm.
seditions,
Mm-hmm.
heresies.
All right. So, idolatry, which is, you know, if you want me to break it down, simply, how, how, do I conduct myself, or get myself caught up, in idolatry? Is very simple. One thing that everybody does every year, your birthday. Well, how often, Doc? I mean, it's the day of my birth. Isn't that day special? No, it's not, because it's not your day. You know what I mean? If you go on you know, Google, or even if you go to the your city's vital statistics and records department in your local city or state, and just ask them how many people were birthed on your day, on the day that you were born, you know, day and year and month, and you'll realize how special your date of birth isn't. Now, if you want to thank the Lord, you know, for, you know, a cycle around the sun, and, you know, him allowing you another year, another breath of life, there's nothing wrong with being thankful. You know, if you want to, you know, go and have a, you know, like a dinner or something like that, but, you know, having a big old party with a birthday cake, all of those is stemmed in idolatry, right? You are making yourself a god for the day, you know, i.e. the reason why they'll have all white parties for birthdays, and then the person whose birthday is will wear like red or blue or something to where they stick out from everyone else, so all eyes will be on them, right? Okay, that's idolatry. Witchcraft, right? So any type of mancy, necromancy, geomancy, you know, Wiccan, you know, being a warlock, you know, you doing Santeria, voodoo, Ifa, uh, any type of divination, right? Hatred is self-explanatory. Variance, right? You every time you come around, you causing a difference and a disturbance uh amongst people, right? You always causing strife, right? Emulations, right? You um when you're doing emulations, it's more of it leads into envy, right? You want to be like someone else so much so you'll do something wicked to achieve it, right? So it's when you start dealing with emulations, and then wrath, strife, they go hand in hand, right? And seditions and heresies, right? So that's just a snowball of events, right? Wrath is when you become emotionally compromised because you're not in control of your emotions. Strife leads you to seditions and heresies, right? Keep reading.
Number Khan, verse 21, envyings, murders, drunkenness,
Mm-hmm.
revelings,
Mm-hmm.
and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of God.
Right. So in a marriage, right, there's no room for envyings, right? In a marriage, there's no room for idolatry, like self-centeredness. It's about me, it's not about you. If you gain your spouse by some form of witchcraft or wizardry, like I've said in previous classes, in order to take from spirit, you have to give from spirit. You're going to lose something, and it's not going to be the thing of your choosing. You're going to lose something that's very important to you, like your life, right? Or the life of a loved one that's close to you, right? There's no room for hate in a marriage, wrath, strife, and things of that nature. There's no room for envy. And why would you be jealous of your spouse and you're supposed to be working together? You're supposed to be one. You understand? Like, if you mad because your wife got a better job than you stupid. Cause your wife is gonna so you think your wife gonna be out here shining and she gonna have you out here in rags and tethers next to her? You crazy. You know what I'm saying? And if anything, she gonna use her platform to push you to do what, because you helped her to get where she at. Now she gonna push you to get where you at. Now y'all gonna ball together. Go ahead, Sapar.
It's like it's her. That's so true. My rib started working, and then now she talking about buy me clothes now.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Uh, just like a man never forget a woman holding him down. Like, let me tell you something, sisters. Like, let me tell you a secret. See, y'all be trying to go after the ballers, the entertainers, the dudes that's just on and got it all together. I'm not saying that that's not attainable, right? But when you look at these couples, that you adore all on social media, black love, Hispanic love, native love, right? When you see all of these examples of these couples that you just love and admire online, 9 times out of 10, they locked in at a very young age and they held each other down through the tough times. So if you find a brother and you lock in with him and you weather that storm with him and then he elevate and you was there with him side by side, he'll never leave you. He will hold you down. You understand? Because he'll never forget what you did when he was down. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, there shouldn't be any envyings, in a marriage, right? Of course, you shouldn't murder your spouse, right? That goes back to wrath, strife, seditions, and heresies, right? You don't know how to control yourself. You allow yourself to easily become emotionally compromised, right? In a marriage, you can't be a drunk, right? Because when you're drunk, 9 times out of 10, you're either going to be lascivious, and you're gonna have some form of abuse, right? Either you're going to be SA, sexually abusive, VA, verbally abusive, or you're going to assault your spouse. You're going to be, and that'll lead you to wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, and then the wages of sin is death. murder, right? So these are the things that you have to keep in check at all times, right? It's nothing wrong with having a drink, but you shouldn't be drinking to get drunk. In all things, you should control yourself in a marriage, right? Okay. Now, all of these things, right? It says shall not inherit the kingdom of God. So if you have any of these things going on, your marriage is not going to be successful. It's not. It's going to be hell. I guarantee you. Right? Okay. So this is why, you need to be extremely transparent from the jump of what you need, what you require, right? And you need to give that person the opportunity to say, yeah, I'm cool with this. Nah, I'm not necessarily cool with this. And if they want to walk away, they have the free will to walk away. You understand? You can't force someone into a situation that they don't want to be in. Like, knowing that sex is marriage and you enter in into a situation with a woman or a man and they don't know what's going on, you're a liar, you're a manipulator, you're conniving. You understand? That's evil. You know what I'm saying? All right. Now, going over the ones that we've already gone over of verse 22. Now, these are the needs in a marriage, and we're going to go over the first ones that we went over. Go ahead.
Just the book of Galatians, chapter 5 and verse 22.
Mm-hmm.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy.
Say that again.
But the fruit of the Spirit is love.
It's love. So outside of communication, the number one thing that you got to have is love. And no, love is not what you think it is according to the Bible. Love is not an emotion. Love is an action, right? And that action is found in 1 John chapter 1 John chapter what is it? 5 and 2 and 3, right? Where it says the definition of love, right, is that if you love the children of God, that we keep the commandments, and the commandments are not grievous. And then it says, this is the love of God, that we keep the commandments, and the commandments are not grievous. So love is an action. It's not hard not to lie to your spouse. You understand? It's not hard not to rob or steal from your spouse. It's not hard not to honor your spouse's your in-laws, right? As you would want your spouse to honor your in-laws, right? Because remember, the first and greatest commandment is to fear the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy mind and with all of thy soul. And that's also the beginning of wisdom. The beginning of wisdom, the understanding of an enigma, a dark saying, is the fear of the Lord, right? And then the second commandment is likened unto the first, right? To love thy brother as thyself, right? Also to love thy sister as thyself, right? So you got to remember that your spouse, your husband, your wife is also your brother and your sister first before y'all even came together and got married, right? So you got to have love. What's the next one, Sapar? Oh, and yeah. Go ahead.
Joy.
All right. Joy is a byproduct of love, as we found out in Deuteronomy 28 and 47, right? So joy is the liberty that comes, the freedom, if you will, from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, because you don't have to, if you not lying to somebody, you don't have to worry about somebody lying to you. If you're not stealing from somebody, you don't have to worry about stealing from you, because you are keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You don't have to constantly look over your shoulder. You don't have to constantly wonder if you can trust this person and trust that person, because you live in a dirty, vicarious lifestyle, right? You can truly focus on life because you have freedom in the law. It's liberty, right? Because like we read in verse 18, let's see, let me scroll up in 18. This I say then, walk in the spirit, and ye shall hold on. I'm sorry. But if ye be led of the spirit, ye are not under the law. You don't have to worry about the consequences if you break the law. That is joy, to know that you don't have to worry about STDs because you're not out here living a lascivious lifestyle, or have your spouse worrying whenever y'all sleep together if you're gonna bring or if you're gonna bring something home to your spouse. Right? Go ahead, Sapar.
And so, like I said, that's so heavy that you said that. I really recently, think it was yesterday, seen on YouTube, was some guy that he went travel all over the country, but living a lascivious lifestyle.
Right.
Then came back here and had a STD ringworm, and the doctors don't even know what it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. For you new nasty Negroes, let me tell you something. The Lord then brought something new into the earth, something new that ain't never been seen. Right? It is called. Hold on, let me look up the actual clinical name for it. Hold on, let me see. Tell y'all the clinical name for it.
And sure, that remind me of that scripture, like all the disease that's not written in this book.
Yeah. So the technical name for it is trichophyton, right? So and or you can just type in TMV II, right? So and it's caused by an emerging fungal strain, right? It's a sexually transmitted ringworm, and if your spouse got it, it's running rampant in the LGBTQ community, right? So that means that they've been Broback Mountain. You know what I'm saying? They've been hanging out with the Rod Smith Coalition. You know what I'm saying? They've been your rib been she been going hanging out with the stud finders, and I ain't talking about going to Home Depot. You know what I'm saying? You know, she been on what's the LGBTQ. I can't, because I don't so, but that is a common that is a brand new STD that is out right now. If you want to know the spelling of it, it is TRICHOPHYTON. It is a sexually transmitted wingworm, right? And they don't know how to treat it, and it is running rampant in the LGBTQ community. So if you with your spouse and they raise up their shirt, not only do you need to be like, what is that? You also need to be like, where have you been? You know what I'm saying? Because they've been hanging out poop shooting somewhere. You know what I'm talking about? So, when you have joy, you don't have to worry about these things, because you have liberty from the curses, because you're living in the framework of righteousness in your marriage, right? What's the next one?
What kind of joy?
Right. So joy. Okay. What's the next one after joy?
Peace.
All right. So peace is a byproduct of love and joy, right? The freedom that you feel, right? And so, and we got that from Psalms 37:7, right? You have to be perfect and upright. In the end, you shall receive peace, right? You have the only way that you can get peace is by being upright and righteous, right? The end of that person is peace. You don't have to worry about uh somebody gunning you down for sleeping with your girl. I mean, for sleeping with a girl. You don't have to worry about you waking up in the middle of the night getting Lorena Bobbitt. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I don't know if y'all know who Lorena Bobbitt is, you know, but that's a woman that caught her husband cheating, and she cut his rod off. You know what I'm saying? Threw it in the street and ran over it. Right? You know, you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about getting socked in your face. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to, you know, worry about verbal abuse, verbal attacks. You understand? Because you're living within the frameworks of the law, right? Because the law is love, it's an action. Because I don't want you to do this to me, I'm not going to do this to you, right? So, because of that, not only do we have the liberty and freedom in the framework of the law not to get the curses, so we have peace in the household. So every time I come home, it's like, hey, baby, it's like, hey, baby. You know what I'm saying? You know, you're hugging upon each other. You know what I'm saying? You can just worry about the meat and potatoes of matters. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that really matters. Y'all. You know what I'm saying? All right. Next one.
Long suffering.
Say that again.
Long suffering.
One more time, brother.
Long suffering.
Long suffering. Right? So, because you understand the law, right? One of the scriptures that we read leading into this is that you should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to anger, right? So you're not listening to your spouse to respond. You're listening, right, to hear the matter. You're listening to hear the offense. And yeah, it might be annoying to you. You might not care. It might be a small deal to you, but it's a big deal to them, right? And it's a lot of things that they suffer from you. So you, if you want that mercy, you gotta give it, right? And we got that understanding, and we went more in depth in more scriptures, but I'm just giving you core scriptures so you can write them down and refer back to them. 2 Timothy chapter 4, 1-4, right? Right. So you suffer long for your brother's sake, right? Because you have to understand, before you can say that someone has a beam or a plank in their eye, you have to first remember that you had one in yours. You can't tell somebody that they need to do this, that they need to do that, and you're not doing it either. That would make you a hypocrite, right? So when you're coming together in the first 5 years, it takes patience. And patience comes from long suffering, right? Y'all don't know each other. I always tell people all the time, you know, when they having issues in their marriage, the first question I ask, well, do y'all live together? You know, a lot of brothers want to have their own space and all that. That's cool. That's fine. But I'm gonna tell you this: you are delaying the process of growing with your spouse, because you don't know who you married until you live with them, right? You know, all the little things that they try and hide, because even when you come and you play sleepover, right? You don't know if they keep their house clean all the time. They can just clean it up and make it look nice when you get there. You know what I'm saying? You don't, like I say, like my big thing, when I come home, I put my socks under the table. under the coffee table. It drives my wife insane because she says everything has its place, right? You may not be the best financially, right? But you won't know, your significant other won't know that until they move in with you and see how you handle the bills, how you handle responsibility, right? You know, you might have portrayed that you was the best cook in the world, but you was ordering from Mickey's and putting it in the oven, making it look like you cooked it, right? And you know, cooking may not be your strong suit, but you won't know that that's not your strong. Your spouse won't know until they move in with you, right? So when you live separately, you delay the growth in your marriage, right? Because you got to come together, right? And compromise, right? Now, if y'all choose to live separately, that's fine. But just know it's going to take longer for y'all to be like this versus someone that lives like this, right? And it's going to take a lot of long suffering, right? Okay. Go to the next one. I think this, oh, yeah, that's the last one we did. Go ahead.
What kind of gentleness?
Say that one more time.
Gentleness.
Okay. So I think it's the last one that we stopped off, right? Okay. So gentleness, right? Well, we can read this scripture. Let's go to we'll just read this one and then we'll hop into the rest of them. All right. So let's go to 2 Timothy. Let me pull that up for him. 2 Timothy chapter 2 and 24. I'm gonna scroll down there with you. 24, and you're gonna read 24 to the end, 24 to 26.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 24. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men.
Say that one more time.
But be gentle unto all men.
Start from the beginning.
Verse 24. And the servant of the Lord must not strive.
Well, let's back it up. Let's go to start at 21.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
If a man therefore purge himself from these,
mm-hmm.
he shall be a vessel unto honor.
All right. So these are the things in a marriage that you need to purge yourself of for your marriage to be considered a vessel of honor. Go ahead.
Sanctified
mm-hmm.
and meet for the master's use,
mm-hmm.
and prepared unto every good work. Flee also youthful lusts.
Say that one more time.
Flee also youthful lusts.
Listen, I know, you know, a lot of us, we had, you know, crushes back in the day, old girlfriends, old boyfriends, you know, what we like to call the standbyers, right? The ones that's always on standby just in case things don't work out. You got to get rid of your youthful lust, right? You can't put new wine in the old skin, right? Before you fill your vessel with new wine, you got to first pour out the old wine. You got to get rid of the youthful lust. When I thought as a child, when I was a child, I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. Same thing for a woman, right? Keep reading.
But follow righteousness.
But do what?
But follow righteousness.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to flee from what you 9 times out of 10 doing the right thing does not it rarely feels good. Now, in the process of doing it, it hurts. But the end result feels good. But the initial action, it sucks. Because it's all, you always have to compromise for the other person. You always having to bend. You understand? You always having to, you know, step out of your comfort zone. That's what it is to be married. It is a 24/7, 365 doing things that you don't necessarily care about, watching things that you don't necessarily interested in, going on outings on things like, why the hell am I here? Because you love your spouse and you are long suffering it because they care about it. Because when you want to watch something that your spouse thinks is stupid, guess what? She's gonna sit there and watch it with you. And you know, she think it's stupid, she gonna watch it. And what inevitably ends up happening is you end up getting into the show that you thought was stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, go ahead, Sapar.
Slagger, that's most of the case, but when she watched The Housewives, I just can't get into it.
Brother, listen. When me and my wife first got married, brother, she would watch Family Feud every day. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, Steve Harvey started asking questions. I'd be like, "Is this? Is that? No, this is the number one answer." Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm yelling at the screen with her. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ends up happening. Right? When you compromise, you really end up start becoming one, because her wants and likes become your wants and likes. Your wants and likes become her wants and likes, because y'all are constantly giving yin and yang, push and pull, right? That is what marriage is about, right? Keep reading.
Faith, charity,
Mm-hmm.
peace,
Mm-hmm.
with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
Right? So faith, right? This is one of the major things that we talked about. Giving your spouse the benefit of the doubt. Having faith that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? That time when you're trying to reach them and the phone going straight to voicemail, and it's 2:30 in the morning, right? 3 in the morning, right? And they don't have a pattern of turning their phone off. They don't have a pattern of staying out this late. Have the benefit of the doubt, faith, that they're doing the right thing, and something unfortunate happened, and there's a logical explanation for it, instead of, oh, you was with that bitch. Or you was all in them niggas' faces at the club. You know what I'm saying? Out there in the parking lot, chit-chatting. You know what I'm saying? Out there with your scallywag friends. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have faith in a marriage. You got, and the faith comes from trust. Right? Okay. And then it says, charity. Right? When you go get yourself something, get your wife something. When you go get yourself something, get your husband something. Right? Every time you walk through the door with a bag, think about your spouse. Right? Because, you know, I'm gonna tell you, there's no worse feeling, right? When ain't nothing in the kitchen, right? And your spouse was out hanging out and stuff like that, and they come home with to go from where they was eating, and be like, oh baby, you got, oh no, this is for me. You know what you say in your mind? Bet. I bet the next time I go out, I won't bring you nothing home. That's what we doing? No sweat. Even if that was your intention, when you come home and you only got one to-go box, hey, babe, you know, I brought you some to go from where I was at. You know what I'm saying? I know you hungry. You know what I'm saying? Even if you was like, oh, shit, I forgot to get them some food. The food that you brought home, that's their food. Charity, right? You got to have mercy. Give and get. That's on the small things, right? When you do it over the small things, when it comes to the big things, hey, you know, I'm short of money this month. You mind kicking me, you know, $20, $30, you know, hey, I was short this month, you know, on my check. You mind putting in an extra $200 on the bill? You know what I'm saying? So when you show charity over the small things, when it comes to the big things, it's, oh yeah, I got you because I know you got me. That's how it's supposed to be, right? And then we already went over what peace is, right? Okay. Verse 23.
Khan, this is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 2, and verse 23. But foolish and unlearned questions avoid.
Say that again.
But foolish and unlearned questions avoid.
Like a fool utters his whole mind. A wise man or a wise woman bridles their tongue. No one knows you a fool until you open your mouth, right? So if you know someone's a fool, why would you argue with the fool? Because from a distance, no one will be able to tell the difference between the two, who's wise and who's foolish. So avoid foolish arguments. Avoid them. Avoid foolish conversations all the way together. Because at the end of the conversation, your spirit's going to be vexed. Right? Keep reading.
Knowing that they do gender strifes.
I just said it. Keep reading. Now we at 24.
Verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient.
Right? So this is telling you what gentleness is, right? So a person that is gentle is apt to teach and patient, right? Just because something comes swift to you doesn't mean that it comes quick to someone else, right? You know, you gotta be patient, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially with your woman, right? Sisters, you may be a lot quicker on the mental processing than your husband. You know, you didn't hit variables A through Z, you know, in a matter of 5 minutes, and he's still on option B. You gotta be patient. You can't get frustrated, like, oh my God, like, why do we have to go through this every time? Because they haven't gotten it. But the moment that they get it, that's it. They got it. You don't got to worry about it no more. Right? That's what gentleness is. The same patience and apt to teach that you are with a child, you need to be with your spouse. Keep reading.
Verse 25. In meekness.
Say that again.
In meekness.
Say that again.
In meekness. Instructing those that oppose themselves.
Right? So gentleness comes from meekness, right? So and it says instructing those that oppose themselves. What do you think that means? Make it extremely simple. In a marriage, what is a commonality thing for men? I'll do it for men. How does your woman oppose themselves? It happens every day.
Like is that as in being arrogant?
Oh, simpler than that, simpler than that. Just real. How does a woman oppose themselves?
Shoot,
You gonna laugh when I tell you what it is, but
talking too much.
that is a way that they oppose themselves. But it's something simpler than that, right? When y'all getting ready to go out on the town, how does a woman oppose herself?
Oh yeah, she go put on her best clothes.
But when she putting on her clothes, what does she do?
Shoot, she be talking in the mirror. Look.
What she be saying in the mirror?
Shoot, she gonna shut him down tonight.
No, nah, that's after she put it on, right? But I'm talking about when she figuring out what to put on. Baby, you think this look good? You think I look good in this? Baby, what you think about this? I don't know about this one. I don't like how these earrings look with this. You think these shoes match? These two different browns. No. I'm taking everything out. I'm doing something completely different. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be like, well, hurry up.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Right? Now she don't want to go. That's why it says in meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves. Baby, you think I look fetish? No, baby, you look good. I like the way that ass look in them jeans. You know what I'm saying? It's sitting right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta talk them through it. You know what I'm saying?
So it's like a kind of pander a little bit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You gotta help them, huh? You gotta coach them through it. You know, like, look, my wife gotta be matchy. Like I'm telling you, if it's this type of gold, well, let me get, because you can't see it in the mirror. Here we go, bam. If it's this type of gold and this type of gold, she ain't gonna wear it. That's two different golds. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, no, baby, it's a contract. No, I don't like it. It don't look good. Well, baby, go ahead and put the whole thing on. Let me see the whole thing on together. Let me see if it worked. You know what I'm saying? And she put it on. She look in the mirror. She do her little walk. Like, okay, baby, walk that way. Let me see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, baby, you look good to me. You look bad. You know, you show. You think so? Hell yeah. Shoot, I'm knocking it down tonight. And then she laughed, you know, and then boy, stop playing. You crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that is a small instance of an example in marriage when it says in meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves. Now, sisters on your side, right? When your husband is feeling insecure about where he is in life, right? And he knows that you deserve more, right? And he wants to give you the world, but he's frustrated because everything that he's trying is just not panning out. What do? Baby, it looked like you real deep in thought. You okay? You be like, yeah, I'm straight. Now, a man is not really boisterous about his emotions, especially when it comes to his insecurities, right? That's when you be like, baby, let's go out. He be like, man, I don't feel like going out. No. It's this spot that I saw on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? They got these crazy looking drinks. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when you get in his face with the crazy TikTok videos, cheering up. Baby, don't this look fun? Baby, come on, I want to try this out. I want to try it out with you. You get him out of the house. You get him out of that funk. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go somewhere that's lively, got some good music, good energy. You know what I'm saying? Nice punch bowl like drinks. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, you cracking jokes and all of that, stroking his ego, you know, at the bar. And then when you get home, you rock his world. That's how you talk them through it. That's how you coach them through it, right? And then you look them in the eyes and be like, baby, you know I love you. You know I ain't going nowhere, right? You know I got your back. Anything that you want to do, I'm here. We gonna do it. You just tell me what you want to do. And we gonna lock in. Because like you was there for me, I'm here for you, baby. That's what you got to do. That's how you coach them through it. Just like brothers, that's how you coach her through it. You got to do it in meekness. You can't be like, man, hurry up and get dressed, man. I've been down here waiting all night. Well, guess what? You're gonna be waiting longer, or guess what? Like my wife said, she ain't coming. Right? You can't talk down on a brother like, dang, man, I thought we'd be further off at this point. Like, I mean, we 6-7 years in. Damn, we don't got a house yet. You don't think he think about that every day? In meekness, you got to instruct him through it. Maybe he or she has such tunnel vision on a matter that they can't see the options that they have. That's your job. When they so focused on the two different goals, they not even seeing how it then came together. You got to be able to coach them through it. Right? Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 25, in meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If God peradventure will give them repentance to the acknowledging of the truth.
Verse 26.
Verse 26, and that they may recover themselves.
And say that again.
That they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil.
Now that is the most important part. You got to help your spouse recover. They're going to have hard days. Work is going to suck. It's going to be plenty of days of work sucking. You know what I'm saying? Whether me and Sapar, we feel Negroes. You know what I'm saying? He in the warehouse. I'm out in the inclement weather. You know what I'm saying? You know, when we come home, we want to chill. We don't want to do nothing. We want to relax. You know what I'm saying? We want to kick back. You know what I'm saying? And when we have hard days, we have hard days. You know what I'm saying? We come home all sweaty and all of this or whatever. You know, it's the sun cooking that warehouse. You know what I'm saying? The sun beating down on me. You know what I'm saying? Or in the winter, whatever temperature it is outside, it's like 10 degrees colder inside of the warehouse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or me being outside getting torrential rained on. You know what I'm saying? And when you come through that door, you just like this. Like Keith Lee. You just sitting there like, you know what I'm saying? Or for my sisters, you know, they got administrative clerical jobs and your supervisor's getting on your last nerve. You're gonna have them days. You know, if you got kids, your kids is gonna drive you insane. You're gonna have your days. But when your spouse has their day and you having a good day, your job is to help them recover themselves. You're not to internalize it and personalize it and make it about you because they not necessarily in a talkative mood. Maybe they just want to decompress and chill. And once they get the bull up out of them, then they're gonna be talking and hey, how was your day? And all, but you got to give them time to decompress. And if they in the mood, you got to give them the opportunity to wade through them emotions. Oftentimes I got the famous 3 questions. Hey, baby, you okay? They say, okay, I'm okay. Okay, cool. Next question. Are we okay? You like, yeah, we good. Last question. Are you hungry? You know what I'm saying? And if you know your spouse had a hard day, had a meal ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, baby, I know you had a hard day. Food on the stove or food in the microwave. You know what I'm saying? I got a beer for you. Your favorite beer in the refrigerator. Or, baby, I went and got your favorite wine from the stove. It's chilling on ice in the freezer. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, take a shower, decompress. You know what I'm saying? Everything's set, ready for you to go. They're going to take their shower. They're going to be quiet. They're going to come in and get their food. They're going to eat. They're gonna sit in their favorite corner on the sofa. And then you sitting over there, and then all of a sudden you're gonna feel somebody grab your hand. Ain't a word been spoken, but the love is there. Because you honor them how you would want them to honor you if you were having a tough day. You help them recover themselves. Just like if you were having a tough day, you would want them to help recover yourself. That's gentleness. That's what I'm saying. Like, silence speaks volumes. Silence can be deafening. You know, brothers, you know what I mean. You come in, be like, baby, you good? Mm-hmm, I'm good. Baby, no, I'm straight. Well, baby, don't you? No, I got it. I did it already. You know, they didn't ask you to do something a million times, you know, and they really been counting on you to do it, you know. No, I went and got my own oil change. No, you know, I finally picked up all the socks. Yeah, I put the Ring camera up myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, oh, and Lord forbid, don't let your wife say, yeah, I hired some boys from downstairs to put the TV up. And she been asking you to put a TV up for years. You got it laying propped up on the wall, sitting on top of the entertainment center. Type of man is you. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know? So you have to learn how to be gentle. Right? And the key is what it says in verse 25. In meekness, instructing those that oppose themselves. Coaching them through it when they're in self-doubt, because everyone has those days. All right. Now let's go back to where we were in Galatians to go to the next one. Let's see, what was it? Galatians 5. No, that's Ephesians. That's not Galatians. Ties it out. Yes, 5 and 22. So what's the next one after gentleness?
Goodness.
Goodness, right? My goodness, right? So now okay. So, and as you've learned, right? So gentleness, right? It was saying to instruct to in meekness instruct those that impose themselves. You know what that takes? Long suffering, right? So as we're learning each need in a marriage, you can't have one without having the previous, and the core of it is love, which is an action, right? Okay. So now when it says goodness, let's find out what the definition of goodness is. Let's go to Psalms 84. Book of Psalms 84 and 11. Let me zoom in so they can read along with you. When you got to go ahead and read it.
Okay, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 84 and verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord is a sun
Mm-hmm.
and shield.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will he withhold from them that walk uprightly.
Right. So goodness is a byproduct of walking uprightly. Right? So the good thing is what you receive from the Lord. It's a gift. Right? You know, you come home and your husband got your flowers, right? It's a byproduct of you walking uprightly as a wife, right? Or you come home and your wife bought you a PS5. It's a byproduct of you walking uprightly as a husband. You know what I'm saying? You come home and it's some brand new Jordans for both of y'all. Y'all got matching Jordans. It's a byproduct. The goodness, the materialistic things that you get, the gifts, they're a byproduct of walking uprightly, right? Because those gifts wouldn't mean anything if they were wicked or evil towards you, right? Because my boy Benny the Butcher, he got a song, How You Want to Cry, in a Honda or a Maybach. How about let's just not cry? You know what I'm saying? So, you like when you, a gift means nothing if you constantly spitting in my face. It means you playing me for a fool. You manipulated me, and what eventually is going to happen, you're going to enact wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envying, right? And I'm gonna tell you, I came across something of a very profound thing that a woman said today. She was giving advice, and it's sound advice for both men and women, right? Nothing will stoke your wife or husband to envying, wrath, and jealousy than you giving the temperance, the patience, the understanding, the energy to another man or woman that they've been asking you for months. Because they've been tolerating it because they just thinking that you're just unable to do it. But when they come across, when y'all out and about and someone comes across and you just freely give that energy, oh brother, sister, you got an argument and a fight on your hand coming. Whole mood and energy shift gonna be in that car. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like oxygen being sucked out of that car. Y'all gonna be driving home and you're gonna be able to hear a rat piss on cotton in that car. And you gonna feel something wrong, be like, you good? Yeah, I'm straight. You good? Apparently. And you gonna be like, bro, like, why are you tripping? Shoot. I don't understand why you don't. No, this is what they gonna say. You must think I'm a fool. Because you giving me all of the excuses of the world why you can't do this, why you can't do that. This person walk up is, hey, what you need? Hey, how you been? You're being cute, you're being present, you're being inquisitive, right? You're being meek, you're giving offerings, you're paying. I ain't never got a compliment. You're giving all the goodness in the world to this person that has done nothing for you, and you got this person that's been sacrificing their blood, sweat, and tears daily for you. And you give them rocks. You give them nothing but hardness. You give them stony ground. You have them feel like they walking around on gravel. And I ain't talking about the smooth kind, I'm talking about the jagged kind, the decorative rocks. Every time they step, they got to watch they step. They feel like they walking on eggshells and pins and needles. But if they walking upright, give reward, give goodness. Like, it's not always about you. You're not the only person that has bad days. They have and if they have a bad day too, oh, God forbid y'all have a bad day on the same day. Somebody's going to have to give in order for there to be peace in the house. Like, both of y'all can't be quiet, because then on top of y'all hard day, y'all gonna think the other one have a problem with the other one. Now y'all beefing off of something that don't got nothing to do with neither one of y'all because you didn't communicate. My wife will call me in the middle of the day, baby, my supervisor's getting on my nerves. And I'll be like, baby, what's going on? Talk to me. Oh, yeah? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I just wanted to vent. Okay, baby. All right, well, I'll see you when you get home. And if I come home and she in a deep, dark, sunken place, I know it because we've been communicating all day. If my supervisor getting on my nerves, I'm doing the same thing. If my family gets on my nerves, if her family gets on it, you have to communicate. Because if not, y'all are going to be rotten towards each other instead of good. Right? Give me another precept. Give me boom, 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 boom. Since we in Psalms, let's go to 143 and 10. Let me pull it up for them online, Sapar. 143 and 10. Zoom in to the right. All right, when you got to go ahead and read it.
I'm gonna come. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 143 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Teach me to do thy will.
Say that again.
Teach me to do thy will.
So that's the first thing that you got to understand in the marriage. You can't assume. You got to teach. Right? You can't assume someone knows how to love you the way you want to be loved. You have to teach them. You have to teach them your will. You have to teach them how you like things, where you like things put. You have to teach them the temperature you like the thermostat on on the AC. Right. You know what I'm saying? They may like it at 80, you might like it at 60. I got to find a medium. You got to teach them your will. Right? Keep reading.
For thou art my God.
Mm-hmm.
Thy spirit is good.
Mm-hmm.
Lead me into the land of the uprightness.
Right? So, in order to get the goodness of God, you got to walk in the land of the uprightness. You got to. In your marriage, the only way that you going to get to the good, you got to keep it real in the bad. Because you don't know what your marriage is made of until y'all are facing something serious, a death, savings accounts being drained, refrigerator being barren, You know, you got more month than money. You know what I'm saying? A car breakdown and y'all down to one vehicle, right? And you know, you gotta be at work for 6. They don't gotta be at work for 8. So both of y'all gotta get up at 4:45, 5 in the morning. Because they gotta take you to work so that they can get to work on time. And then you gotta pick them up from work. Listen. You don't know what your marriage is made of or the type of partner that you have until you come up against a hard place. You don't. And in those moments, you got to be upright. You got to be on point. You can't internalize. You can't make it about you. You got to constantly be checking on the other person, because you got to understand, just as difficult as it is for you in the moment, it's difficult for them too. And the smallest weight can set it off. So it has to be a constant volleying of understanding at all times, right? Let me get one more precept, and then we're gonna move on to the next one. Proverbs chapter 2. And go there with you. Proverbs 2. We're gonna start. It's a verse. You're gonna read verses 6 and 7. Let me zoom in so they can read along with you. All right, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 2, and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord giveth wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding.
Mm-hmm.
He layer up sound wisdom.
He layeth.
He layeth up sound wisdom for the righteous.
Mm-hmm.
He is a buckler to them that walk uprightly.
Listen, the way that you get goodness is by moving in the wisdom and knowledge that you have ascertained in your marriage. Every day you gotta download. When your spouse shares with you something that is uncomfortable for them, that gotta be registered. Every time your spouse expresses something that offends them, that gotta register. Every time your spouse says that something annoys them, that gotta register. Because the same consideration that you want to receive, you gotta give. Like, nobody wants to constantly be giving, and they're just gonna feel like they just used up. And then the moment when you finally get it, you finally want to start giving back, it's too late. Let's just say, in the first 5 years of your marriage, you was just taking from your spouse for 4 years. And then in year 5, somebody spoke to you and something finally sank in. And then now all of a sudden you want to start giving back. Well, your wife is drained. Or your husband is drained. You got at least 2.5 years to catch up before they feel like scale is kind of balanced. You know what I'm saying? Or they feel as if you're not doing it to manipulate them. Right? All right. Now let's go back to Galatians 5, I think what were we at? 22. For the next fruit of the spirit.
Done.
All right, hold on. Let me well, you can just say it. What's the next one? We just did
goodness.
We just did goodness. What's the one after goodness?
Faith.
Faith. Now, what is faith? You know, for all my super Christians out there, y'all should know what faith is. I mean, y'all quote this scripture like y'all brushing y'all teeth. You know what I'm saying? But let's get the actual biblical definition of faith. Let's go to Hebrews 11 and 1. When you got it, go ahead and read it.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 11 and verse 1. Now, faith is the substance.
It's the what?
It's the substance.
It's the what?
It's the substance.
Okay. What is substance? Let's look that up. Let's look at what that word means. Let's look at what substance is. Let's break this down till it can't be broke. What is substance? What does the word substance mean? You got it?
Khan did the Google definitions that in the Bible, substance generally refers to material wealth and possessions.
Right? You didn't have to do the biblical definition, right? So I'll give you ismdictionary.com. Substance, a noun, that of which a thing consists, physical matter or material, right? It is the meaning or gist as of speech or writing, something that has separate or independent existence, the actual matter of a thing as opposed to the appearance or a shadow dealing with reality, right? So it says now faith is the substance. It is the meaning, the gist, the subject matter, right? Or the thought or discourse, right? Keep reading.
Of things hoped for.
Right. So faith is the meaning or gist or the subject matter. So let's just say, you know, y'all been planning to buy a house, right? So the physical matter or material would be money, right? The meaning or gist or thought in discourse, right, would be y'all talking about fixing your credit, right? Right? So it's the substance of things hoped for. So you're saving money and you're fixing your credit in hope to buy a house, right? Keep reading.
Hoped for the evidence of things not seen.
Right. So you're doing these things like y'all want 4 acres of land. You want a 4-bedroom house, 3-bath, 3-car garage with a pool and a hot tub in the back. You know what I'm saying? And a barn with some, you know, with some horses. You want a beehive somewhere so you can get your honey. You know, you want all of this, right? So you're doing what's necessary, right? You're collecting the physical matter, which is the finances. You're saving up the money for your 3.5% down on your FHA, first time home buyer. You want a $400,000 home, or $450,000 home. You need about, 17 to 20 bands. You know what I'm saying? Saved up.
Down payment.
As a down payment. You know what I'm saying? And y'all need at least a 620 credit score, both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because unless y'all doing it, now another way you can do it, y'all each get a property in each of y'all names. You know what I'm saying? And now y'all got 2 properties, right? Before, if y'all haven't came together on paper. You know what I'm saying? So, but y'all are moving in faith. It is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Right? You both made vows to one another, right? When you come together, when you lay with your wife, you're saying that I'm going to honor you, protect you, and love you in action, in deed, by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, as long as we both shall live until death do us part. So, by you coming together, y'all coming together, y'all having sex is the substance, right? Because if you don't the only way a marriage is binding, I don't care what state you live in, it's by consummation. If you do not consummate the marriage, it is null and void. Like, if say for instance, we was in the world, and we went and got married, went on a honeymoon, and we didn't have sex, and we just argued the whole time, and we come back, we can go right before the judge and say, excuse me, Your Honor, I want to be divorced from my wife. Like, what's going on? We got married, we went on vacation, and we didn't have sex, we didn't consummate the marriage. They're like, no problem, no divorce, it's annulled. It's as if it didn't happen. Right? Which lets you know, if that's on the law books, that lets you know that sex is marriage. Right? So the substance of the thing, right, is y'all coming together, y'all having the sex, right? For the evidence of things not seen. You coming together with this man or this woman because you think that they your everything. And you think that this person is the best thing since sliced bread, and this is your person. This person is going to love you, hold you, be there for you, be your counselor, your chef, your mechanic, your washateer person, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your therapist, your best friend. You think that this is the person. At least that's what you're hoping for. That's what faith is. So you're trusting this person. Faith is trust. You're trusting by sowing this seed, it's not going to fall by the wayside. It's not going to fall on stony ground. It's not going to get choked up by youthful lusts of this world, but that it's going to fall on fertile ground and yield 30, 60, 100, 300 fold of what you yielded into the ground. That's what faith is, right? Now, let's see. I mean, that's the definition of faith that you need. I got a couple of other ones. You can write these down in your book for precepts. Proverbs 25 and 13. And then Proverbs 28 and 19, right? What's the next fruit of spirit? That they giving us that you need in marriage. So let's go back to Galatians 5. I think we was in 22. What's the next one after faith?
It's like it. It's the top of 23, and it's meekness.
Is what?
Meekness.
It's meekness, right? And we know that because when it was talking about gentleness, right? It says that you have to be meek in instructing those that oppose themselves, right? So it told you in the definition of gentleness that you had to have meekness, right? So let's find out what it means. The definition, the biblical definition of meekness is. Let's go back to Psalms. '22. On the verse I want. Let me see if you gotta start a little bit higher. Yeah, no, you can just go straight to it. All right. What I say? Psalms 22 and 26.
So I'm going to this is the book of Psalms, chapter 22 and verse 26.
Mm-hmm.
The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever.
Right. So in order to be meek, you have to seek the Lord. Scripture says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all of his righteousness, and then all of these things shall be added unto you. Right? Give me Psalms 25 and 9. Got a couple of them we're gonna go through in Psalms. And go there, 25, verse 9. Start in verse 8.
The book of Psalms, chapter 25 and verse 8.
Mm-hmm.
Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore will he teach sinners in the way.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 9. The meek will be slacky. The meek will guide in judgment.
No. The meek will he guide.
Slacky. The meek will he guide in judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And the meek will he teach his ways.
Mm-hmm. Verse 10.
Verse 10. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth.
That is what meekness is. It's mercy and truth in judgment. I'm going to say it again. Meekness is mercy and truth in judgment. You got to remember in the Lord's Prayer, it says, forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. The capacity and willingness that you are able to forgive, it will be given unto you. So just because, your wife asks, baby, do I look fat in this? Hell yeah, you look fat. You need to lose weight. out here looking like a butterball. You know what I'm saying? Now, in tongue in cheek, you know, when you ask your wife, baby, you think my hairline receding? Hell yeah. Over there trying to hold on to them fried tuck braids. You need to shave your head. Bald and nigga. You know what I'm saying? So what you give, you're gonna get. So whatever you show in judgment, that's what you're gonna get back. Right? So you gotta be seasoned in dealing with your partner. Right? Just because they out of shape, you don't gotta be like, damn, you fat. You out here walking around like you pregnant and I ain't even dropped seed in you. Be like, hey baby, I'm about to go to the track. You wanna come with me? Baby, I'm about to go down here and work out. You wanna work out with me? Do it in meekness and mercy. Subtle hints. Right? I'll give you a couple more precepts. You can write them down in your book so we can get to the last one. You can write these down. Psalms 37 and 11, Psalm 76 and 9, Psalms 147 and 6, Galatians 6 and 1, and James 1 and 21. Now give me the last characteristic of the fruit of the spirit that's needed in marriage. After meekness.
Temperance.
It's what?
Temperance.
Now let's find out what temperance means. Let's go to Proverbs. See, 25. Proverbs 25. And I know it's 28. I might have you start. All right, so Christ man, fall down foot wicked is a trouble found in Christ man. All right, yeah. So verse 28.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 25 and verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
He that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Right? So temperance is self-control. If you don't have any self-control, your marriage is going to fail. You do not have to utter everything that comes to your mind in dealing with your spouse. Yeah, your spouse is going to say stupid stuff. They're going to put their foot in their mouth more times than you can count. But you don't have to call them stupid. You don't have to call them ignorant. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to call them slow. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to have self-control. And it starts in your communication. If you don't know how to control your tongue, the tongue is one of the smallest organs in the body, but it's one of the most powerful because the tongue can destroy, just like it says. It says, he that hath no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. That means anybody can just come in and just take whatever, sack whatever, siege whatever, right? Since we in Proverbs, give me 16 and 32. I'm gonna go there with you. 16:32. Zoom in so they can read along with you. Go ahead.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16, and verse 32.
Mm-hmm.
He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty,
Mm-hmm.
and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city.
Listen, let me tell you something. Like, the person that is able to be pushed and pulled is what we call a mark. Like, when they say a sucker is born every minute, that's somebody that's able to be pushed and pulled and prodded in any which direction. They don't have no grounding, no root, because you're quick to get angry. But the scripture says, be angry and sin not. It's okay if you get mad at your spouse, but mind your tongue, God. Mind your tongue, Agua. Because remember, at the root of the matter, y'all are brother and sister. You know, you're not going to be passionate about your marriage all day, every day. You can love somebody and hate someone in the same day. But as long as you remember the honor and respect in your marriage, you'll be fine. Yes, I'm angry with you, but I will not disrespect you. So I need time. Let me take this moment to step away, cool down, and then we can talk about it when I get back. That's temperance. Right? Let's see, it's 58. Let me get let's see which I want to hear now. Let's do these two. Give me 1 Thessalonians. First Thessalonians 5 and 6. You're gonna read the 9.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, let us not sleep.
Do what?
Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
In your marriage, you got to always be on point. Just because it's cool somewhere else, it may not be cool in your house. That's why communication in the beginning is so important, right? So just because such and such let their wife do it, sis, your husband said no. Okay? If a brother in the school let his wife wear this and your husband say you can't wear that, guess what? You can't wear it. You know what I'm saying? Just you know, and I tell brothers this all the time, right? When you get counsel, you understand? When you get counsel from General Hyman, even the commander General YAHANNA gives you counsel, or any of the generals give you counsel. The captain over your region gives you counsel. The camp leader over your zone gives you counsel. You got to understand something. You're not General Hyman. You're not General Mayak. You're not General Shalimar. You're not General Kathumgabar. You're not Commanding General YAHANNA. And their wives are not your wife. So the message in the counsel that you receive, that is correct. But how you present it, It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You may not have the seasoning that General Muhammad has to say it how he said it. You need to use wisdom. You may not have the wisdom and seasoning of a Captain Kahan Thumb Yard. You may not have the wisdom in seasoning as a Captain Mashak or a Captain Nayathak. You have to present it in a way that you know is palatable for your wife, because you know the scripture says that your wife is the weaker vessel. We're all logic, they're all emotion. So you have to take that into consideration. So when it says right here, therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. Keep reading.
I'm coming, verse 7. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
I don't care if her husband allow her to go out and get plastered. You better not go out there and get plastered. I don't care if this brother's allowed to do this and this is cool with however their household is set up. That may not fly in your household, Doc. And it all comes back to what you communicated when y'all courted. Don't go out there, and I'm going to say this, brothers and sisters, don't go out there and get embarrassed. Because if you shame your husband or if you shame your wife, best believe they gonna shame you. You gotta have the same consideration going both ways. Act in public as if your spouse is next to you. If you cool with how you acting because you think that they cool with it, cool. If not, you should watch yourself. Keep reading.
Verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet, the hope of salvation.
Verse 9.
Verse 9. For God hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Jesus Christ.
Wrath should not be your first mindset in marriage. It should always be in faith and love and hope, right? Giving the benefit of the doubt, because it comes from love of the law, statutes, and commandments, right? And then the last one we're gonna do when we're gonna get up out of here, give me 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. This will close out the series. 1 Corinthians 10. Now, this scripture, this needs to be a scripture that you need to pen in your marriage, right? Just like I said, with communication, you need to be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to wrath. You need to pen this one too. Go ahead.
It's the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as it is common to man.
So that means there's nothing that you're going to experience, nothing that you're going through that nobody hasn't gone through before. No one in this book hasn't gone through before. Keep reading.
But God is faithful.
Say that one more time.
But God is faithful.
Say that one more time.
But God is faithful.
Remember, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So if you in a tight spot, in a jam, guess what? It's nothing new. There are other people that have been before. There are people that have been married for 30, 40, 50 years that have been in the same jam that you've been in. Guess what? They made it out because God is faithful. Keep reading.
Who will not suffer you to be tempted above ye are able.
So if you're put in a situation, guess what? That means you have the strength to handle the situation. Now, do you choose it? Hey, that's up to you. Life is about choices. And as long as you able to be okay with the outcome of your choices, hey, brother, who am I? But you got to live with the choices that you make. Right. You understand? Keep reading.
But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
So in every situation that you come up in, right, sisters, brothers, situations that are potential situations where you somewhere where you shouldn't be, there's always a way for you to bear it. And it's going to take you making the hard decision out of love, because you want to love your spouse how you want your spouse to love you. And it's going to take you being unpopular. You may not be able to go to Baddies weekend in Tulum because they're going out there to do debauchery. And you know the girls that they didn't invite that's coming, you know they not up to no good. And they don't got no man. They coming out there to get loose. So it might not be wise for you to go. Now you're going to be tempted because Tulum been on your bucket list to go. And your best friend is going on this trip. And you know whenever y'all go somewhere, it's a good time. But the company that she keeping that's coming, it's not going to be a good mix. Brothers, you got to watch the company you keep, man. You can't invite everyone to your home. Your home is a place of peace, a place that's sacred, a place where your woman can let her guard down, right? Don't treat your house like a frat house to where your wife don't feel comfortable in her own home and she a prisoner in her bedroom every day. You gotta watch the company you keep. Don't put yourself in a situation where bad news will beat you home. But even if you get in a tough spot, remember that God is faithful. And he didn't put you in a situation where you're not able to bear it, and he will give you a way out. You just got to look for it and know it's not going to be an easy decision. Marriage is hard. It's a constant struggle. It's a constant battle. But if you're willing to go to war every day for your spouse, I guarantee you'll have love. You'll have joy. You'll have peace. You'll have long suffering and patience for one another. You understand? You'll have goodness. You'll be gentle to one another, and you'll be tempered like fine gold tempered in the furnace. But you got to go through the fire. And when you in that fire, you got to know it's a quench coming. The quench is when you bring it, when you're brought out of the fire and you put in the water. You got to look for the quench. When you're in that hot spot, you got to know it's the Lord building you up. And you got to look somewhere for the quench, for the water, the escape from the heat. But you got to understand that it's going to be hard. You got to fight for peace in your house. It can be hell on the outside, but the way you treat and talk to one another will make it heaven at home. All right? And with that, imagine, which means to stand. Let's do this. Sar, which means to turn and face the east. We're going to do the Lord's Prayer first in Hebrew, then in English. Repeat after me. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Quadash, Hayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakwatch, Taba'ah, Ratazayaka, Hayah, Aisha, Ba'aratazah, Kowa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Nathanawa, Lacham, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak Nawa, Kabawat Nawa, Kasalak Nawa, Kabawat Yanawa, Wala'ah, Tabi'ai Nawa, Banasaya 1, Abal, Hawashai Nawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamalakwa, Waha'Allah, Wahata Para, La Awalamium, Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. So be it. Sar, turning face to front. We'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers, then to the sisters, and the visual. By the Shabbat. Bajim. Rock. How about Shimmy Al Shah Brakatha? Got him a top. Sar, turning face to sister, then the visual. By the Shabbat. Bajim. Rock. How Shamar foul by Shimmy Al Shah. Got him a top. Dismiss.